Every NFL season creates new superstars. Last year, there were players like Puka and Jason. In 2026, these 5 players I personally think are about to explode. By the end of the season, everybody's going to know their names. They're going to be household names. We're going to hop right into it. At number 1, I have Cam Scattaboo. I think his season got cut short right when he was starting to pick up the pace. And plus, they did just get a new head coach coming from the Ravens. So I believe that with that head coach on top of Cam coming off this injury, he's going to want to bounce back and be able to perform a lot better than he did. In 8 games, he did have 101 carries. He had 617 total yards and 7 total touchdowns. He was averaging about 5 yards per attempt, combining catching and rushing attempts. So I believe he was able to move the ball down the field efficiently as a rookie on a team that still had a lot of holes, that is going to have a chance to fill those holes and be able to build around their new rookie quarterback, their new rookie running back. So I truly do believe he could have a great season this year.
This is the same kid that when he was younger was headbutting light poles. If you don't think he's going to start breaking out, like, come on now. I'm a big fan of Cam. I want to see what he's got. I loved his season when he was in, and I think it's unfortunate that his season got cut short. But now that he's going to be back and he's taking the time through recovery and he's still kind of been headbutting stuff, I mean, he's got it. He'll be back. At number 2, we got Quinshon Judkins. In his 14 total games, he had 998 total yards, which is 4 yards per attempt, adding rushing and receiving attempts, of course. He had 7 total touchdowns, which is 0.5 touchdowns per game, and he had 0 fumbles. So he was hands-on. I'm really excited to see what he can do this year. That's why we have him at number 2.
I do trust in Judkins. 14 games he played.
14.
He damn near cracked 1,000 total yards, and he didn't even play 3 whole games. He was able to run the ball in. He got 7 touchdowns on the ground. He didn't do much receiving wise, but when he did catch a ball, he averaged 6.6 yards a catch, which is pretty damn fucking good. That's a good dump down to you. Watch you get me a first down real quick. But I do truly believe that if he gets a season where he is 100% the starter and they give him a little bit more help on the offensive line, because it is the Browns and the Browns tend to struggle with that. They're also losing a lot of players to free agency. So it's going to be a little bit of help that he needs, but I do think he has a chance to crack 1,200 yards total, if not more. Number 3, I have Ashton Jeanty. Yes, I'm a Raiders fan, but it might be a little biased, but it's not so much bias. Like, it's not a bias, all right? He's a great fucking running back. He struggled behind a shitty offensive line, and the Raiders now have $120 million worth of cap space to work with this free agency. If they can go out and pick up a center, a couple of guards, something in the free agency to help him have a line, he will do great. He had 1,321 total yards with that shitty line. He averaged 4 yards per attempt. If you add his catching and his rush attempts, it was 4 yards per attempt, which is still really fucking good. He had 10 total touchdowns, 5 on the ground, 5 in the air, and he had staggering 1,021 yards after contact. Only 300 of his yards were before contact. So I think if he gets a line, he has a chance to give you a Christian McCaffrey-esque type season.
With a line like the Raiders, you have to have that many yards after contact because you're getting hit within the line of scrimmage every single time.
But that's crazy to have that many, though.
It definitely is. A lot of people hated on him, when he came into the draft that year. I'm not the biggest fan just because he's on the Raiders and I hate the fucking Raiders. But with his performance, it's hard to hate the guy. On top of that, he's doing the same numbers that he was putting up in college that people said he was not going to be able to replicate in the competitiveness of the NFL. So to see him do it, I'm definitely proud. I just hate the fucking Raiders. So at number 4, I'm not in total agreement with this, but he's on the list, so we're going to go ahead and talk about it. We got Jalen Waddle. He's got 64 receptions on 100 targets, which is a 64% catch rate. He's got 910 receiving yards, and he's got 6 touchdowns. The best part about his stats so far, I think, is that he's averaging 14.2 yards per catch, which is pretty good. My only problem is just, the last time he was put in a wide receiver 1 position was his rookie season. He hasn't really, he's been outshined every new season. He just hasn't had much wiggle room. He hasn't really had the opportunity, but now it's getting shaken up a little bit. I think he has a chance to come back. I just wouldn't count on it. I personally would put Steelers Will Howard in the spot. I know he hasn't gotten a chance to prove himself, as he's a rookie quarterback. But I think coming into it with the Steelers losing their Aaron Rodgers, their veteran quarterback, and potentially getting a new one, I think that they're going to lead for the first half of the season, and then Will Howard's going to start taking over towards the end.
But I do want to hit on one thing with Jalen Waddle. In his 5 years in, 4 of those years, of course it's hard to be wide receiver 1 when you have Tyreek Hill on the team.
Yeah. definitely.
You're going to be put in that wide receiver 2 spot. But his
Yeah,
1 year that he was a wide receiver 1, he put up his second best season because the 2022 Miami Dolphins season was just absolutely
yeah,
crazy of the passing
they
game.
played great.
But he did put up his second best numbers whenever he was a wide receiver 1. He had 104 catches on 140 targets. He had 1,015 yards. He was averaging 9.8 yards a catch, and he had 6 touchdowns. And that's something as a rookie that is crazy. He's been in the league now for 5 years. He's going into his 6th. He has time in the league, and he's built himself a reputation of being a wide receiver 2 because of Tyreek Hill being on the team. But now he is the wide receiver 1 again. And I truly believe him getting all the targets that he's going to get, he's going to perform well. He should perform well. There's no reason for him not to. If he was able to put up those numbers as a rookie wide receiver 1, he's going to be able to put up the same numbers, if not better numbers, in his 6th year in the league.
I hope it can be better numbers. I'm just not too confident.
At my number 5, I have Travis Hunter. Yes, he had a season as a number 1 draft pick, but he also did get injured, and there's not much more you can do once you get an injury that quickly in. You only played 7 games. You had 28 catches on 45 targets, which is a good turnaround number. He had 298 yards in those 28 catches. He had 1 touchdown. But if you look at the very last game he played right before he went out, it looked like he was finally getting that connection with Trevor Lawrence. He had 14 targets. He caught 8 of those receptions. He had 101 yards, and he finally scored his first touchdown in the NFL. He was getting yards as the wide receiver there, but he just got ended short with the injury. I believe that with this entire offseason and training camp, he's going to be able to connect more with Trevor Lawrence, who just came off the best season he's ever had. And the Jags are looking real hot. I believe Travis Hunter coming back, he's going to have a good season. He's going to be put back in that wide receiver role. I don't think he's going to be put in the defense as much as he was, because he got injured so soon. He's going to have to lose some snaps somewhere, and I think he's going to lose snaps on the defensive side. He's going to be converted mainly to a receiver.
Well, he was already mostly a receiver anyway. He had increasing responsibility and efficiency in the role, playing in the defense, which I think ultimately led up to his injury. But I do want to bring in some more stats for that last game. He was so involved in the offense that he was playing 67% of the offensive snaps while also contributing to the defense. That hasn't been done in a really long time. It's really unfortunate that he suffered the non-contact LCL injury. I do wish we got to see more of him from the offensive side. He did pretty good on defense. He had 15 tackles. And I think, 3 pass breakups. So he was definitely a key factor on both sides whenever he got the ball on offense. But he made an immediate impact on defense. I also do think his defensive things are going to go a lot down. I think that eventually they're just going to phase it out to where he's only going to be playing the one position, whichever one he's better at. I personally would like to see him on the offense. I think he's a better talent on the offense. I don't think anything's wrong with him on defense. I just would rather see him on that side of the ball.
It's cool to have an option to be able to play both sides of the ball, but in reality, like a bunch of scouts and a bunch of people were saying, that really only works in college. Because whenever you get into the NFL, it's a lot more intense, a lot more bigger hits. Like you're not going to be able to play that many snaps like you were back in college.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way to do it without avoiding another injury.
But that was my breakouts. Jaden agreed with most of them besides one. But I want to know from your guys' perspective, what do you think that these 5 players are going to do? Who do you think I should have replaced, and why should I have replaced them? But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.